last and final speaker of the conference today is none other than Dr. Lakhu Luhana. Dr. Lakhu Luhana is current chairperson of World Sindhi Congress. He's a dreamy institute himself. We admire him, we follow him, and we respect him, and we aspire to be part of the organization which he's leading today. So Dr. Lakhu, floor is yours. Thank you.
Dear friends, first and foremost, on behalf of World Sindhi Congress, I'm profoundly grateful to all of you. I'm really privileged to sit with very learned speakers, Dr. Charles Graves, who have been mentor to our human rights work, Professor Mark Zaitoun, he is an authority on water. I'm grateful to my Baloch friends, my fellow comrades. I'm grateful to my Baloch friends. We are grateful to GHRD, who have been a great support and have been covering this event, working very hard. And thank you very much, UNPO. The 20th century, the 50 years of 20th century, from 1914 to 1945, saw 2 world wars within 50 years' time. World War II resulted in the killing of 30 million people. But you should understand these numbers. Today, the world population is 8 billion. And in 1939, when the Second World War started, the world population was about 1.75 billion, and 30 million people were killed. Literally thousands of cities were destroyed, millions were displaced. So 2 consecutive wars, the human intellect, so the intellectuals, the professors, the politicians, the diplomats sit together and came to this one conclusion: never again. The humankind, the humanity should not see the death, the destruction and devastation caused by the war. And the outcome of that was the United Nations. So that nations should come together, talk and resolve the conflicts rather than go to war. And do you know what was the first most important document of United Nations? The first important document, as soon as the United Nations was established, was the United Nations of Charter of Human Rights. That was the first document. And what was the preamble? That if the human rights are not given to the people, they don't live human rights. They are not humans. And if the human rights are not given, there will be no justice. And if there is no justice, there will not be peace. So without human rights, there is no justice, and without justice, the world will not see the peace. And so that was internationally recognized principle. Then the world moves on. The human societies have always seen conflicts. Still, the atrocities around the world continued. There were so many conflicts, there were so many wars, there were so many genocides. Say, for example, genocide in Bangladesh, 3 million people were massacred. 1971. In 2005, all states, pressured by, again, the human collective human intellect, that something is not working. We should find a solution. And the meeting of this went for over a week. For all the best brains of that time in 2005. And they came to this conclusion. And they established a principle. The principle is called R2P. The responsibility to protect. And what is that? There are 3 pillars. The first pillar is that it is the duty of the state to protect people from genocide, from massacre, from deliberate hardship. Okay? But if the state fails, for example, they say we don't have resources and all that, then it is the responsibility of the international community to help the state so that they can stop these atrocities, ethnic cleansing and genocide and hardships. But say, for example, if these acts, genocide, ethnic cleansing, hardship, killing, denial of human rights is committed by the state itself, what the international community should do? They said, then it is the duty of the international community to protect. It is the so that is R2P, responsibility to protect. What is happening in Sindh today? These friends, they gave the figures. Of various atrocities. Sindh is an ancient country. There are many other ancient countries. The modern world that we see today, this old intellect, the development and science and all that came when first human beings started settling down and having agriculture, and that was only made possible by the rivers. And we are privileged, we are proud that we are sons and daughters of Indus civilization. I tell you one thing very strange, because Indus is not the only civilization. There is Mesopotamian civilization. There are excellent civilizations. Mesopotamian civilization, Babylonian civilization, Mayan civilization. Do you know that there are not many people who claim that we are the inheritors of Mesopotamian civilization? There is no one who says that we are the inheritors of the Babylonian civilization. We are the Sindhis who say we are the inheritors of the civilian civilization. There is only one nation in the world which claim that we own the civilization and we inherit the civilization. Other civilizations are as good, as phenomenal as the Indus civilization, but there is only one Indus civilization that still we own. And that civilization came into existence because of the river and because of the land through which it flowed through. And sadly, and Sindhi nation, I've told once again and again, Dr. Hidayat mentioned the Vedas. Vedas cover the entire geography of subcontinent that includes modern Pakistan, modern India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Burma, Nepal, Bhutan, all these are included. And it is mentioned. There is only one country that is mentioned in that with the name that it still has the same name, and that is Sindh. There is no other country. All these are mentioned. Bengal is mentioned, Tamil Nadu is mentioned, all these are mentioned, Nepal is mentioned, everything is mentioned, but they have different names. And this Pakistani state is destroying it, is eliminating it. The definition of genocide, according to the United Nations Convention of Genocide, is that if a widespread killing is carried out of a group, so it could be national group, religious group, ethnic group, it is genocide. The second clause of that convention is that if conditions of life are created that result in large-scale death and devastation, that is genocide. Pakistan, for us, say the delta, Indus Delta, has been created over the period of 50 million years. 92% is gone. More than 3.5 million acres to date has been taken over by sea, because if there isn't a counterflow from the river, the sea will intrude. So 92% of the Indus Delta that has been created over the period of 50 million years is destroyed. And we are the people because of Indus River. And when they are taking over waters, I mean, the water flows down Kotri barrage has reduced by 90%. Of course, Sindh, an agricultural society, agrarian, plain grounds, fertile lands, people will suffer and suffer. Sindh, that gives Pakistan more than 70% of its wealth, 74% of gas, 56% of oil, 6th largest coal deposit in the world. More than 70% of its people, according to the UN figures, they suffer multidimensional poverty. The water, because the water isn't flowing, therefore the water, even the underwater groundwater is dried. So contaminated water, according to the Supreme Court of Pakistan judge, that the water that people of Sindh drink, 80% drink, that is not suitable for animal consumption. And what is happening? More than 25% of people, they suffer from hepatitis, and people are dying. The numbers will not come. Because there was a medical professional, and they told us that they're not allowed to collect the data, do the investigations, because the numbers will come. They are killing us slowly, and every month hundreds of people are dying because of the conditions. Say in Sindh, 50% of the children under the age of 5 are stunned. Their growth is less than what it should be. 70% of people suffer from malnutrition and multidimensional poverty. They want to take everything that on which our nationhood and civilization is based, our lands, our waters. I mean, the Karonjar mountain, which is 1.6 billion years old, they are cutting it. Who's cutting? Frontier Works Organization. And whose Frontier Works Organization? It is the organization of army. They want to cut these and use this stone to make the buildings and make money. And 1.6 billion. I mean, even if you cut this, and they are continuing, if you spend the whole wealth of the world, you cannot create a Karonjar mountain. I mean, they are destroying Kirtar National Park. Kirtar National Park is declared as a protected area with a lot of endangered species. They are allotting these lands to army and their proxies to make their colonies. I mean, they don't have care about, they don't have care about the people, they don't have care about the nature. They are killing both. And in Pakistan, you need to understand, Pakistan is a country, if somebody has got doubt, is run by a so-called parliamentary system, and there is a judiciary. There's none. The world knows it. There's only one force, and that is the army. They can throw any government anywhere. The judiciary, they make the law. What would happen to the human rights? They say the army and their agencies can pick up anybody and keep them in their custody for 45 days. In 45 days, they will literally mince that person. And nobody, cannot challenge that in court. The judges, the Supreme Court passed, the Supreme Court Chief Justice passed this. The 4 senior judges says, look, this is against the law of even Pakistan, whatever it is, against the constitution. Carries on. So, question is, a genocide is taking place. All these are simply because they want to take all our wealth. A genocide is taking place in Sindh. It is the responsibility of the international community to protect us. If they don't want to, it is our duty, regardless, to protect our people. And we will carry on our struggle. We live or we die. We will carry on our struggle to save our people, to save our motherland, to save our civilization, and support our you friends in this very, very difficult time and darkest of the nights in our history is a great ray of hope, and let me continue working for it today to see the day of dignity, of hope, of prosperity and freedom of our people. We are again grateful to all of you. Thank you.